I have been able to retire most of my debt from my business. And actually, that was one of the things that it was completely by my reliance on him. I was training for one of my triathlons, and I was running. And when I was running, it was right last September. Remember what happened last September? It was at the very beginning of September, and they were talking about how government needs to be involved. And I would spend a lot of my time praying when I run. And I had this, just God was bringing me back to what's going on here. What do we, you need to think about this. Because it was he was always bringing it to the top of my mind when I was praying. That you got to do something, and whenever government gets that involved, it's not going to be good. I was like, well, you know what, God, I don't quite understand what you're trying to tell me here, because conventional wisdom says just write it out. Everything will come back, right? We need to kind of just write it out. And he just would not let it go because he kept it on top of my mind the whole time. And I said, okay, I think what you're trying to tell me is I need to divest all my retirement account. Why would I do something like that? That's against it, against some of the thought process. I talked to my dad, which says get good advice. And the short of the story is this, is I sold everything on Tuesday. I called my broker and said, get in cash everything. And he allowed me, because of that and some other subsequent moves that I made, to position myself that I can go ahead and in September, by the end of September, be out of all my business debt, which is unbelievable. And if I didn't rely on him, I wouldn't have been able to get to that point. I appreciate you guys hearing my story today and learning the lessons that I had to learn through Reliance. I'm so thankful that God is so open to allowing me, who I am, a selfish person, to come to him, and he will hold me and hug me and say, yes, I'll give you rest. And I'm thankful for him taking my burden and giving me rest and teaching me a lesson. Thank you again today for talking. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Buddy.